The light is returning, and with it, the story that has captured millions of hearts around the world. The Chosen is about to step into its most emotional, most powerful, and possibly final chapter. Season 6 isn't just another season. It's the one fans have been waiting for, the one that could change everything. The question is, how will the story of Jesus and his followers reach its ultimate moment of truth? Stay with me, because in this video, we're breaking down every detail from the long-awaited trailer to the release date. And what you can expect from this life-changing season, Season 5 of The Chosen, left fans with emotions running high. It wasn't just storytelling, it was a spiritual journey. It's filled with faith, pain, and miracles that touched everyone watching. The season walked us through some of the most crucial moments in Jesus' ministry. Moments that showed not only his divine power but also his humanity. We saw growing tension among the disciples, the spreading influence of his message, and the increasing opposition from those who feared his words. Every episode felt heavier, more intense. As the path toward Jerusalem became clearer, viewers could feel that something bigger was coming, something sacred, yet heartbreaking. The disciples, who once struggled to understand their purpose, were now stepping into their roles with courage, though not without doubt. Matthew's growth, Simon Peter's inner battle, and Mary's quiet strength gave depth to a story that felt both ancient and alive at the same time. One of the strongest parts of Season 5 was how it showed the cost of faith. The miracles were still there, the healings, the crowds, the wonders, but behind them was a growing shadow of what's to come. Jesus' tone changed. His eyes carried both love and sadness. There was a sense of time running out. Fans could feel that the story was nearing a turning point. By the end of the season, we were left holding our breath. The final moments hinted that the journey to Jerusalem and the events that would change the world forever were just ahead. The silence after the last scene wasn't just an ending, it was a promise. A promise that Season 6 will take us to the most powerful part of this story, the fulfillment of everything. The Chosen has been building toward from the very beginning, so now. The question everyone is asking is simple. What happens next? What will Season 6 bring? And when will we finally get to see it? Let's dive deeper into what the new trailer tells us, and what it reveals about the emotional storm that's coming next. The trailer for The Chosen. Season 6 doesn't just show scenes, it speaks in silence, in glances, in shadows. From the very first frame, you feel the weight of destiny pressing down on every character. There's no need for words. The music, the faces, and the stillness say it all. Something sacred is approaching, and the world around them can already feel it. The first few shots are quiet, the desert, the sun breaking through the clouds, and Jesus walking alone. His steps are slower, heavier, filled with a sense of knowing. The tone of the trailer instantly tells us, this isn't a story of miracles anymore. This is a story about the final mission, about love that will face pain head-on. Then, the faces of the disciples flash across the screen, one by one. Matthew looks uncertain, but stronger. Peter's eyes burn with both anger and devotion. Mary's tears glisten as if she already knows what's coming. These aren't the same people we met in the early seasons. They've changed, and the trailer makes sure you feel that transformation. The cinematography is breathtaking, darker tones, its golden light fading into deep shadows. The camera lingers on symbols, a piece of bread breaking, a foot washing another, a hand trembling before being healed. Each image feels like a goodbye wrapped in beauty. Fans immediately noticed how every shot seems to echo earlier moments from past seasons, like the show is reminding us of the journey before closing the final chapter. In the background, the trailer's music builds slowly, a haunting melody mixed with the sound of wind and whispered voices. It's not grand or loud, it's personal, emotional, like a heartbeat slowing down before the storm. As the trailer nears its end, we finally hear a voice. Jesus' voice, soft, steady, yet filled with sorrow. He says something that freezes time, a line that fans are already quoting online, "The hour has come." That single line changes everything. It confirms what we've all been waiting for. Season 6 will bring us to the final days, the most emotional, painful, and powerful part of the story ever told. Then, silence again. Just a final image, a cross in the distance, half lit by the morning sun. The screen fades to black and the words appear, The Chosen. Season 6. Coming soon. No date, no extra detail, just that quiet promise. And that's what makes it even more powerful. The trailer doesn't need to tell us everything. It only needs to remind us of one thing. The end is near. And it's going to break your heart in the most beautiful way. The story is reaching the place it was always meant to go. Every word, every miracle, every tear from the past 5 seasons has been leading to this. The final journey of Jesus and his followers. The Chosen Season 6 is not just another chapter. It's the heartbeat before the silence. It's the last sunrise before the darkest night. From everything we've seen in the trailer and heard from the creators, Season 6 will take us straight into the final days of Jesus' ministry, the moments that changed human history forever. The story will likely begin right where Season 5 ended. Jesus and his disciples setting their eyes on Jerusalem. The mood is heavier now, filled with a strange mix of hope and dread. They know something is coming. Even if they can't understand it fully, fans are expecting the season to cover some of the most emotional events ever portrayed in the series, The Last Supper. Judas's betrayal, Peter's denial, and of course, the crucifixion. But if The Chosen has taught us anything, it's that this show doesn't just retell the story, it makes us feel it. The pain, the confusion, the faith, and the love. We won't just watch these events. We'll experience them through the eyes of the people who loved him the most. What makes this even more powerful is how deeply connected we've become to these characters. Matthew's transformation from a tax collector to a man of faith, Peter's battle between pride and surrender, Mary's quiet devotion, every moment has been preparing us for this emotional storm. Season 6 will test their loyalty, their courage, and their understanding of who Jesus truly is. We can also expect more focus on the human side of the story, the fear among the disciples, the rising tension in Jerusalem, and the emotional weight of betrayal. The writers of The Chosen are known for turning history into heartbeats, for showing how faith feels in the middle of chaos. Season 6 won't just be about what happened. It will be about why it mattered, the message of love that survived even death. But don't expect this to be all sorrow. Yes, there will be heartbreak. But there will also be light, forgiveness, redemption, and hope. Even in the darkest scenes, The Chosen reminds us that love never ends. Even when it looks like everything else does, by the end of the season. We might not just be watching the end of a story. We'll be witnessing the beginning of something eternal. The creators have hinted that Season 6 will set the stage for the resurrection, meaning that even when everything seems lost, the promise of light will still shine through. So as we wait, one thing is clear, this season will not only test the faith of the characters, but also the hearts of everyone watching. Get ready for a journey that will make you cry, reflect, and believe all over again. The waiting feels longer this time. Every day, fans scroll through updates hoping for that one-line Season 6 premiere date announced. But The Chosen has never been about rushing. It's a show that breathes, that takes its time to get every detail right. And that's exactly what's happening behind the scenes right now. Production 4. Season 6 has been an emotional and massive undertaking. Filming began earlier this year, the cast and crew returning to the Texas set, a location that has now become sacred ground for fans of the series. Every frame is being crafted with care, every line rehearsed with purpose. Director Dallas Jenkins has spoken several times about the immense weight of this season, calling it the most challenging and sacred project we've ever done. The crew has been open about the emotional toll. Filming the final days of Jesus' life isn't just storytelling, it's a spiritual experience. Cast members have shared glimpses on social media, tears between takes, quiet moments of reflection, and group prayers before shooting key scenes. It's not just a show anymore. It's a shared act of faith. As of now, the expected release window for The Chosen Season 6 is mid to late 2025, though fans are hoping for a surprise earlier drop. The team has confirmed that post-production will take longer than usual, especially for scenes requiring historical precision and emotional weight. The editing, music, and visual tones are being designed to make this season feel like the calm before the storm, raw, real, and unforgettable. What's interesting is that Dallas Jenkins hinted in recent interviews that they're approaching Season 6 almost like a film trilogy within a single season, with each episode carrying its own cinematic structure and emotional climax. That means longer episodes, deeper performances, and possibly a two-part finale that will leave viewers speechless. In terms of distribution, the season will once again premiere on the Angel Studios app, with global availability soon after on streaming platforms and YouTube. The team wants everyone, no matter where they are, to experience this season without barriers. And for those who like to experience it on the big screen, just like previous releases, selected episodes are expected to hit theaters worldwide before their digital debut. Fans have already started planning global watch parties, prayer gatherings, and online discussions, all waiting for that release date confirmation. It's more than hype. It's a community holding its breath together, waiting to relive the most powerful part of the greatest story ever told. So while the exact date remains a mystery, the signs are clear. Season 6 is closer than we think. And when it finally arrives, it won't just be another release day. It'll be a moment, a worldwide heartbeat shared by millions who've walked this journey from the very beginning. The moment the Season 6 trailer dropped, internet didn't just react, it erupted. Within hours, timelines were flooded with goosebump-filled comments, emotional reactions, and fans whispering the same thing: "I'm not ready for this." The truth is, no one really is. Because The Chosen has become more than a show, it's a movement, a global family, connected by faith, hope, and a story that reaches deeper than entertainment ever could. From the US to Brazil, from small villages in Africa to bustling cities in Asia, millions of viewers have shared their love for this series in countless languages. Reaction videos are popping up everywhere. People are crying, praying, smiling, and sharing their own stories of how The Chosen has touched their lives. Some say it helped them rebuild their faith. Others say it helped them understand love in a whole new way. That's the beauty of this show. It doesn't just tell the story of Jesus. It makes it personal. Fan art, edits, and cinematic montages have taken over social media. The most emotional moment from the trailer, when Jesus whispers, "The hour has come," has become an anthem of faith. TikTok and YouTube are full of people slowing down that single frame, analyzing his expression, trying to capture what that moment feels like. It's not about spoilers or theories anymore. It's about emotion. In Facebook groups, fans are sharing daily devotionals inspired by the show. On Reddit, discussions about the final season run deep, not just about what happens next, but about what it means for the people watching. Many are saying that watching The Chosen has changed how they see their own struggles, reminding them that faith isn't about perfection, but persistence. Even celebrities, pastors, and public figures have joined the conversation. Some have described The Chosen as the most authentic depiction of Jesus ever put on screen. Others call it a miracle in modern storytelling. Dallas Jenkins himself shared how moved he was by the response, saying that fans don't just watch, they feel the story with the cast and crew, as if they're walking beside them. The buzz isn't just emotional, it's electric. Every update from the official Chosen social media accounts gains hundreds of thousands of likes and comments within minutes. Fans are organizing meets, virtual prayer circles, and countdown events leading up to the release. It's no longer just a fandom, it's a fellowship, and maybe that's the most powerful part of it all. The Chosen has turned storytelling into community. It's shown the world that faith-based media doesn't have to preach. It can connect. It can move hearts, start conversations, and remind people that even in an age of screens and streams, there's still room for stories that make us believe. As the countdown to Season 6 continues, one thing is crystal clear: fans aren't just waiting for a show. They're preparing for an experience that will stay with them long after the final scene fades to black. There comes a moment in every story, and silence speaks louder than words. And in The Chosen Season 6, that silence will echo through every soul watching. This isn't just the end of a series. It's the closing chapter of a journey that has taught millions about forgiveness, love, and faith. When the world feels darkest, every character we've grown to love will face their greatest test yet. Peter, once loud and impulsive, will find himself caught between loyalty and fear. We'll see him break, we'll see him fall, but we'll also see the beauty of redemption waiting to rise again. Matthew, the man who once lived by numbers and logic, will now have to trust something he can't measure: grace. Mary will carry a quiet strength that words can't describe, her heart torn between pain and peace, yet her faith will remain unshaken. And then there's Judas, the most complex story of all. Season the 6th of May finally show us what pain looks like when love feels too heavy to bear. His journey won't just be betrayal. It will be tragedy, a mirror of the human struggle between greed, guilt, and grace. The Chosen has never painted him as pure evil. Instead, it shows a man broken by his own misunderstanding of salvation. That's what makes this season so different. It doesn't judge, it understands. The emotional weight of Season 6 will lie not in the miracles, but in the moments after them, when faith is tested in the silence, when hope feels out of reach, when love costs everything. It's in the long looks between friends who know goodbye is near. It's in the trembling hands that still choose to serve. It's in the eyes of Jesus, kind, tired, yet endlessly loving, as he walks toward the fate he's known all along. But this season isn't only about loss. It's about what comes after. About the seeds of faith that are planted in pain. Every tear we see will carry purpose. Every moment of doubt will lead to understanding. Every fall will become part of a resurrection that can't yet be seen, the creators have described Season 6 as the bridge between heartbreak and hope. The storm before the sunrise, the moment when everything seems lost. But the promise of light is already breaking through the clouds. It will remind us that faith isn't about knowing the ending. It's about trusting the story. What's beautiful about The Chosen is how it captures humanity within divinity. It reminds us that even the holiest moments were lived by people who felt fear, confusion, and pain just like us. And maybe that's why this story hits so deeply. Because in every character, we see a reflection of ourselves, flawed, searching, but loved beyond reason. So as the final chapter unfolds, The Chosen won't just tell us what happened. It will show us why it matters that faith doesn't end at the cross. It begins there. When the credits roll on The Chosen Season 6, it won't just be the end of a show, it will be the closing of a journey that changed hearts, healed wounds, and reminded the world what faith truly feels like. For 5 seasons, we've watched the laughter, the tears, the miracles, and the moments that made us believe again. But Season 6, this one is different. This is where the story becomes eternal. This season will take us to the darkest valley, but also to the brightest dawn. It will remind us that love isn't proven by power, but by sacrifice. That real strength isn't shown in miracles, but in mercy. As the disciples face loss and Jesus walks toward the cross, we'll see the purest form of faith, a love that chooses to give everything, even when it means losing everything. But here's the truth. The Chosen was never just about the past. It's about now. About every person watching, sitting in silence, feeling that pull in their heart. It's about those who have doubted, those who have fallen, those who have lost faith and yet still feel something when they hear his words. That's the miracle of this show. It turns screens into mirrors, stories into prayers. The final moments of Season 6 are expected to be raw and quiet, not with explosions of drama, but with stillness that hums like a heartbeat. The message won't need to be spoken. We'll feel it. Love never fails. Hope never dies. And even when the world goes dark, the light still shines. The creators have promised that this isn't the end, but the beginning of something greater, a bridge to the resurrection, and perhaps even a glimpse of what's next for the Chosen universe. But even if this truly were the last chapter, the story would live on in the hearts of those who believed in its message, in the families who watched together, in the countless lives quietly changed by its truth. So as we wait for that official release date, remember this: The Chosen isn't just something to watch. It's something to carry. A reminder that light always returns even after the longest night. The Chosen. Season 6. The end of the beginning. And now, it's your turn. What are you most excited to see in Season 6? The final miracles? The heartbreaking goodbyes? Or the moment when faith turns into forever? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, subscribe, stay tuned, and keep the faith alive. Because this story is far from over.